Hey guys, it's Raina, and I don't normally make public videos like this, but I just felt like I needed to show some proof because there has been some accusations against Mermania staff, like 9 months later, 10 months later, by Eric, aka Blix, which really hurt my feelings because I considered him a friend for like years. I've known him since he was like 14, I think, and I've always really encouraged him. So I'm going to show you some proof of what happened. And basically, the issue here is Eric says that we turned down Majestic for sponsorship. And by we, he specifically said Raina. Raina said no to them. Raina ignored them, which is not true. That makes no sense. I ran this convention. It was insane, and I needed help, and I needed funds for sure. I would not turn down free money. In fact, he was even saying that Majestic was ready to give me buses and t-shirts and pearls and clams or something like that. And it's like, okay, I would have loved that, all right? So apparently telling people that is not enough. So I'm going to prove it. I'm not just going to show screenshots because some people, some lowlifes in the Merc community like to use an app called FabriChat where they make fake screenshots. They've used it to pin people against each other and make them think that they're fighting when they aren't by making fake screenshots and to make them think people have said horrible things about them. So to avoid that, I'm literally going to take video of my emails, of my messages. I'm literally just going to show you the proof. So this is my proof that, first of all, I had no access to the Mermania emails. It was Dan's responsibility. It was one of very few things Dan was asked to do. And because of comments he left in the group chat, we were under the impression that he was checking the emails on a regular basis. Then we started getting complaints. I think it was because Ashley from Mermaid Tail Party contacted me personally to say, like, I've been emailing about sponsoring, and I think she emailed twice. And she said, I've been emailing about sponsoring and nobody is answering. Like, are you still taking sponsorships? So, yeah, I was like, what? And I couldn't get a hold of Dan. And I got into the website and I found that the website, because it's WordPress, kept an archive of everything that was ever sent to the contact form. And as soon as I saw that, I was able to go through and see every email that was ever sent. I had no idea. Back then, it was me doing this. Just me and Dan. And Daphne was doing a little bit of help for us, but like, that was it. There was like, it was me like 99% of the time, and I just didn't know this was a thing. So I get in there and I start seeing all the messages, and it's like, oh my god. So I have proof of that for you. Then I started emailing people from those emails saying like, I'm so sorry, there was an issue with emails, I didn't see that this was happening, and I'm going to show you proof of that too. Then I reached out to Naja on both of my accounts to try to get a hold of her. When I couldn't get a hold of her, I reached out to Whitney to also try to get a hold of her, just to be like, I didn't know you sent this. I'm really sorry. He's not answering emails. I had no idea. We would still love to have you. But at the time that I found out, she'd been having some dental issues that cost a lot of money too. And life happens, right? And I told her, if you're still able to do it and you want to, we would love to have you. Now, granted, it was just it was like a few days after she sent the email that I sent her the message. So it wasn't like it was sitting there for months and months and months. It was just a few days, and I will prove that. But no, Naja and I talked about it, and she told me how it made her feel, and I explained to her what happened and that it wasn't intentional, and we were good. And like, Naja and I have been fans of each other forever. So I've got proof of all that. I've got proof of Dan ignoring stuff and not, I mean, you guys will never understand how hard it was to not be able to move forward because the person who legally can do certain things and you can't is just not answering. We had complaints from the hotel. Like, we had so much shit that we had to deal with. It was awful. So that's that. I'm going to show you all that proof. So this is a conversation between Whitney and I where I was trying to reach out to Naja because she had made a post about the sponsorship, and I reached out to Whitney because I couldn't get a hold of Naja, and right at this time, Naja lost control of her account. After she and I talked, she lost control of her account and she started her new one. So this was me just letting Whitney know that I was trying to get a hold of her if she could let her know so that she could check the message that I sent her. And I think this was just before, this is 13th of December, and I got really sick, and so I had to take a little break. And my nanny was also in the hospital, so I wasn't able to do as much. Yeah, 13th December, is that right? Yep, 2016. Yeah. So it's video, so people can't say fake screenshot, so there you go. This is the WordPress for NC Mermania, and you could see that Dan was set as the email address. And I took this over with no experience in WordPress. I didn't want to make a brand new website, and I didn't know that it was set up to his email. I thought it was like a contact form, and it wasn't until people started complaining to me that I found out we weren't getting emails. All right, to prove this all to you, WordPress keeps a record of every single email that we get to the website. So these are ones from 2015. So we're gonna scroll until we hit 2016 because these aren't really all that relevant. Sorry for people who don't care about this crap. Beginning 2016 is just when we actually had the first one. 2016, 2015 some more. So we'll be getting into, I just want people to know I'm not making this shit up because I'm tired of people lying. Okay. So in March we start getting them for March 8th. Got one here for Miriam, Lois, Sharon, Christina, Sarita, Kaylee, Lawrence, Scott, Peter, Mary Lynn, Mermaid School, Elizabeth, Toby Easton, Lisa, Daisy, Holly Johnson. So that's just like January to March of 2016. March is when we started getting busy, right? So here's from March to August. Isabel, Sean, Grace, Kiana, Samantha, Joanne, Evan, Trisha, Jennifer, Crystal. I don't know who this person is. Oh, that was spam. Haha, even spam gets to us. Look at that big spam. People just asking questions. Where? Newsletter. Paula, Joanne, Marina. This was Vanessa testing it because we couldn't understand what was going on. So you can see that right there. Website, test. Oh, there you are, Kate and Ashley. And look, there's Ashley, who's my friend. This is my second attempt to contact you about being a sponsor. Yeah, had no idea this was being sent. And sent her an email, which I'll show you from my email, saying, hey, we had an email issue. I didn't know you sent the email. Would you still like to be a sponsor? So there's Ashley. Here's Naja right here. Hello, I'm owner of Majestic Entertainment, and I am requesting your sponsor info for I'm very interested in being a sponsor for the event. Thank you and see love. So she sent that in October, which was super awesome of her. We had no idea. All of these, no idea these were coming. No idea. Ashley sent us 2. And we certainly didn't turn Ashley away. She was Mermaid Party who sponsored us. Eric now. Eric, that was in December. So by December, we realized what was up. Lisa, Nina, ticket price questions. So yeah, we figured out what was up and that things weren't happening. So I'm going to show you my emails. And just to prove my personal email that I did reach out to everybody I could find that we missed an email from. Here's an example. Sorry for the delay in replying to your question. I have a whole bunch of these. Website question. Oh, that one actually went to me. Oh, I just had these all lined up and now I can't find them. Here we go. Hi Tasia, we had issues with the Mermania email and I'm unsure if you ever got a reply. Would you be able to make a payment? If not, I can invoice you through PayPal instead. And there's a whole bunch of these. Hi there, I'm replying to your mermaid email from November 26th. I'm sorry if you did not get an answer. We've been having issues with the email. So like this isn't just some shit we're making up, you guys. Dan did not, he was responsible. Like I did everything I could and he was responsible for the emails, and he just did not answer them. And we didn't know he wasn't answering them. Is our Facebook messages for NC Mermania. And there's an auto reply on right now. Sorry about that. If we go here into search for messages, we did not get one from Naja, and that's fine. I'm just proving it because I know some people are going to claim things. Naja knows this. It's fine. And I will show you when we started posting about sponsorship info, because there was sponsorship info on the website, right? So even though Naja and I kind of like missed each other on the email end of things, there was sponsorship info about how to become a sponsor. And we had that on the website, as you can see, and I was promoting it all over Facebook, which I will show you. So Naja had a different account back then. She was Natasha James, and after, so you saw that I had reached out to her on the 13th on my personal account, and then I reached out to Whitney, and then on the 14th I reached out on this account. Hey girl, I sent you a message yesterday from my other account, but it probably went to your spam because I don't have anyone added on that one. I needed a break from this account yesterday. I was sent a screenshot about you being unhappy about sponsorship with the event. I'm not sure how this miscommunication happened, but I've posted the sponsorship stuff a month and a half ago and tagged you and others in it. It was around the same time that you made a post about your dental work. When I didn't hear from you, I assumed you'd just get in touch when and if you were ready, because I remember she was saying that she had unexpected dental work that was going to cost a lot. I am one person, and I was the only person doing anything for this event. It's been a huge struggle with no help. Dan was supposed to answer emails, and I found out he never checked in for 2 months, and I spent a whole day answering them. Sponsorship tiers are on the website, and we would love to have you. You are one of the few good things I have been looking forward to about this con. Mer Taylor is a vendor and sponsoring the ball only. Everything else is available. I'd really like a sponsor for the Mer's color panel because I wanted to offer free breakfast snacks at it to encourage people to come as an icebreaker. But all the other events and other tiers are open too. This event has destroyed me, eaten me up and spit me out. I'm sorry if you felt snubbed. I just honestly have had no help and things got missed. I hope you still come. And then, I was worried that I came across wrong, and I said, so I was really stressed out yesterday, so it probably comes across in this message, but basically I'm really sorry if you felt snubbed. I had zero help. I thought you knew the sponsorship was up, and I didn't want you to think we snubbed you or something is all. We are damn thankful for any money we get. This thing is expensive. And she made another post, and she did not have Messenger, so I was messaging her a couple times, and then she told me she was sick, and then she said no one contact her. It's petty, but it happened last year too. I was not running it last year, so I totally appreciate it. It makes me feel left out, and I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm really sorry. And I just said, anyway, I fucking love you. I do not want you to feel snubbed or left out. Like I said, you're one of the few people in this community I relate to. And she said, thank you. And I said, but yeah, just let me know if you want to be involved in something. We still have spaces for vendors, for sponsors. Blix did a really good job showing off your tails last year. Some tail makers like to do that and just bring a few tails for people to try out. Or just come and have fun. They're really great events for mingling and networking. This was me on my personal account, also reaching out to Natasha. Just tried to get her on both accounts to make sure there's no issue. Made sure she got my message. The issue with Dan not answering emails is more than just Mermania. I have had people in his personal life contact me because they can't get him to reply to emails. So this was something that he was involved with that I had nothing to do with, that had nothing to do with Mermania. And they contacted me because they couldn't get a hold of him. And I said this. I said they're emailing me this because they can't get a hold of Dan. And I got another one. Could you forward this to him, please? Thanks for your quick approval. Like, you know, and Vanessa and I said, look, by May, it had been 5 months and Dan did not reply to us about a single thing. And we asked him like over and over and over again, do you want to still do this? Can we use the name? What can we do? Like, there are just months and months and months and months. of April. Dan, did you have a chance to look at my proposal at all? That was the last time we heard from him. Right there. April. Crap, I just have to edit that because I showed a password. I will block that out. But you get the idea. This is literally the last message we got from Dan. And that was April 20th, and then April 21st, we just never heard from him again. And we reached out to his wife, we reached out to his friends, we reached out to Tom, just no idea, guys. So here's Dan on the 12th of December, 2016, saying he was going to go through the emails. And we know that never, ever, ever happened. So, Eric and anyone else watching, you made your 2 videos, you mouthed off and did all that, and I just want you to know that I was really hurt because you are someone I considered a friend, and I've supported you. I've supported you a lot, and I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. I wrote a giant novella reply to your videos, So let's see. First of all, you started your second video by saying you were speechless. Well, so was I. My grandpa died, and I logged on to Facebook, and I just started a new job, and here is you saying that I ignored Naja. And you know what? You said that that really hurt you, and you felt like it was sabotaging her business. If that were true, I would be behind you 100%. That would be awful for somebody to do. And the fact that you walked around with that pain, and you felt like something like that happened, I'm so sad that you didn't just ask Naja or ask me or Vanessa or anybody, even Dan. I don't know, he probably wouldn't answer, but still. I wish you had asked us because we would have just told you. And now you've seen the screenshots, hopefully. But yeah, so I was really hurt, and I appreciate that you were hurt, but you were hurt from something that didn't happen. And if you had just said something, we could have cleared that up very easily. And I'm sorry, but we didn't make Naja mad at you. If you're gonna, I think a lot of people do not understand the complexity of running a business. You say you understand, but you have not had to be responsible for 5, 6, 7 people. Having 11 people on my team, my girls know they're totally allowed to have their opinions. They can say what they want on their Facebook. They cannot say anything on behalf of my company. They've literally signed contracts saying that. That is normal. You can't work for anybody and then go and try to make an official statement like you're talking about their company. So when you start saying that, and you've got Yari telling Vanessa to kill herself, and you're lying about us and stuff, of course she's gonna get mad at you. That's not our fault. I don't even know what to tell you, buddy. It didn't have to be an issue. You could have just asked. I'm very approachable. Shoot the shit with you. It's no problem. We could have just talked. It's fine. I don't lie. And I know a lot of people try to pretend like I do, but here's another thing if you use your brain. If I lied and was caught lying, I would be crucified in this mermaid community. It would be over for me. My career would be over if someone proved I was lying. Make mistakes, sure, and I try to be accountable for them, but if I was lying, you'd all know about it. I wouldn't have a job anymore. So I have no reason to lie. What benefit do I get from lying to you about this? Again, I would have loved money. Sean and I paid for a good chunk of Mermania by ourselves, and we're going to talk about that a little more too, because we paid for your panel to even happen, the one that you showed up late to, the one that you're so mad about. Jeez, man. So, you say the main mermaids are always posting. Well, you posted about Mermania. I ran Mermania, so yes, I'm going to answer you. I've always had your back. You seem to not mind if I'm posting a lot, if it's in your benefit. So, you don't have to agree with me on things, but that's me. I decide what I think is important to talk about and what's not. But you brought us into it. You said me by name. So of course I'm going to say something, and it's not an opinion. When you state something as if it's a fact and it's not true, it's not an opinion. It's just you making a mistake. And I feel like you should have just owned up to it. There's no reason to escalate it, man. You're losing friends over this. You're losing business opportunities. You deleted your Facebook, buddy. Is it really worth that? Because of a misunderstanding that you didn't think we wanted you to sponsor? I'm so confused. And I want to make something clear to you. Mermania 2018 is not happening because of lack of sponsors. I even showed it in my emails. We have so many amazing people who want to sponsor. Taylor wants to sponsor. Finfolk wants to sponsor. Finis wants to sponsor. I've got like 3 other tourism companies that want to sponsor. That is not it. And I have stated this over and again. I have made a video. I have posted it. I do not own Mermania and I live in another country. Legally, I cannot just take it and go do it by myself. Even if all these people were like, hey, Raina, we're willing to front you all this payment, I cannot make Mermania. Like, I can't. Now, if you had come to me and been like, hey, Najestic wants to sponsor, I would tell you the same thing. But if you really wanted to have a convention, I say, well, you know what? We can do our own thing. If you're willing to help take on some of the risk, because I can't do it internationally from being in Canada. I'm not an event planning service. I don't have the right tax stuff, which is a whole thing on its own. I don't have the right to buy insurance. Like, it's a whole issue because I'm international, okay? Like, I don't think you're understanding that. I can't. It's not that I don't want to, Eric. I can't. I've got like a 60-page document here of a proposal I wrote for 2018 that's been done since February. Huge, long detail. I ran that survey asking for people's feedback, and I put that into it. I took online courses after the first Mermania so I could learn to event plan better. So don't act like we're not wanting to do it, okay? I can't do it. If you have a solution, I am happy to hear it. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of other people are offering to run conventions, and I'm saying, let me know if you need help and I'll send you some info. Andrew, who lives in North Carolina, he's hoping that he can buy Mermania from Dan. And I told him, if he lets you do that, I will send you all our info from last year. I will send you my proposal. I will help you. You think like I don't want there to be another convention? I want to see everybody again. It's literally the only time I get to see other mermaids. There's like the only people that I ever get to see in my country are the people who work for me. Of course I want another convention. It's just so hurtful and insulting that you would act like your money's not good for us or something. Like, dude, we can make it happen. I didn't know you were that passionate about it. You could have said something. Trying to see all my points. I'm sorry for ranting. The Stella's group thing, you know what? I wasn't a fan. I didn't join it. I didn't think it was a good idea, and I told people that, and I'm with you on that. Remember that you were also in the hater ball, you know, where all the haters were going on about Mermania and planning on sabotaging us. So let's not be hypocritical there. And you know what? You do have it harder as a black merman, as a man, and being black and being gay. You have it way harder than I do. You know, I've worked hard, but I know I'm privileged. And that's literally the whole reason why we asked to have this panel, was so that people could understand that. Like, yeah, dude, I know you have it harder. Who's out there putting you in blogs, putting you in her book, featuring you on the website? I had another article, a gay article, pick up my blog that I wrote about mermen, where you're featured. Like, I have always helped promote you. I've done everything I can to try from where I live in Canada. Like, if I actually lived in your state, I would have booked you for stuff, you know? Like, I would love to have. I cannot get anybody here who is black who wants to be a mermaid. I've tried. I'm just only now meeting a merman who is Asian who wants to work for me, and I'm getting ready to audition him, and I think it's awesome. But like, dude, I would have scooped you up in a second. You know, Kennedy, you want to come live here? You can work for me too. Like, I totally get it. So, and like about that panel, okay? So we desperately needed someone to sponsor that panel. It was one of the most expensive things we put on because we wanted to have food, because it was controversial. People were giving us hate for it. Nando was ripping me a new one, calling me racist, and I wasn't even the one planning the damn panel, okay? I ran a survey so we could get some information for it, and all of a sudden the guy who doesn't see color thinks I'm racist. And, you know, they made us pay for, so that food was expensive. They made us pay for every chair that you saw there. The tables, we had to rent every single individual one. We had to pay for the projector, and it ran over, so we ended up paying for the room twice as long as what we were supposed to rent it for. Like, it cost a lot of money, and guess who paid for that? That guy right there, because he picked up the tab for everything that didn't break even, and so did Dan. And like, we didn't have a sponsor for that. We would have loved to have anybody sponsor that, and we didn't, okay? And we ran that panel because we wanted to bring more awareness to it. We wanted to give exposure. You know, I heard that you were saying you didn't like the questions or something. Dude, you weren't there for 3/4 of it. Kennedy was kicking ass, you know. Ashley got up and told a story. Like, Whitney told amazing stuff. Like, dude, you weren't there for it. You came in when it was almost over. This thing that we busted our asses, got dragged in the community for providing the opportunity. You know, Daphne was trying desperately to rally you guys so that you could have part of this. And, like, I don't know what to tell you, you know. And the worst part about it is I told the documentary guys to film you. And I have pictures of them filming you. And I told them, like, I really want to show the mermen. I really want to show the diversity in our community. And I made them follow you around a bunch. And I wanted them to interview you. But because it ran late, they couldn't. They had to go back to the GAC. Like, it's so ironic that you think that we're, like, trying to sabotage you. Send Kevin an email. Ask him. Or look at that Mermania trailer that I posted that's part of my documentary. Like, dude, I've got pictures of it. You think they're doing that? Like, I did that. They did that because I asked them to, because I wanted you to be featured, because I want to show this part of our community. I want little black kids to look up and see, I can be a mermaid. I want a little boy to look up and be like, I can be a merman. Like, we're not working against you here, Eric. Wake up, okay? I don't know what to tell you. You know, we've had, it's just, you didn't even show up on time. And someone told me that you had anxiety about it and you were feeling anxious, and that's fine. That happens. And if that's how you were feeling and you were feeling vulnerable, I just wish you had talked to us again, you know, instead of letting it escalate to this big thing. It's just sad. I understand that you are upset that there's no Mermania. I just wish you weren't taking it out on the people who are actually trying to make it happen. I went through a really shitty year, buddy, and there's not a whole lot, like, I don't have a lot left in me to give. I gotta recharge a little bit, and I can't do this whole thing by myself from another country, so if you have solutions, I am happy to hear them. I hope this proof has cleared things up. I wish you'd stop calling us bitches, because the very people that you're going after are the very people who have defended you for years, you know. I've defended you when people have gone after you for wearing the knockoff tails. I have defended you for people giving you crap for doing stuff with Davey Wavy. I have defended you for the rainbow tail crap. I've defended Suki when people were giving him crap about doing his stripping. Like, Suki doesn't want to work with kids, let him do what he wants. And I mean, and then he like said something horribly violent to me like 6 months ago, and I was like, where the hell did that come from? I don't know where all this anger is coming from. I have a pretty good idea. I really do. And I feel really bad for you because you have cut loose people who really care about you and who have supported you and believed in you and, you know what, tolerated bullshit for you too. And you can say that you don't run your mouth commenting on stuff. I write my big books. Part of that is because I have a learning disability. That's why I write so much. But you make a video about everything. You bash people in your videos. Like, I don't know, you call people out. And one other thing I wanted to say is, you know, you said that we're fake because we bash people in a group chat and then go smile at Mermania. I had somebody before Mermania saying that I deserve bad things that happen to me. I don't actually have my illness. I'm not really a teacher. You know, exploited the fact that my mom died. Like, horrible stuff to me. I'm allowed to vent about that to my friends. And because I am a professional and part of owning a business is that even when you hate somebody, you stick your smile on and you go get your business done. I might hate somebody. There's lots of people who came to Mermania that I really don't like. It doesn't matter. They still have a right to be there. As long as they're not harming anybody or putting anybody in danger, they have a right to be there. There was lots of people there that I don't like. I just smiled and said, I hope you have a good time. And I meant it. It's not fake. I actually mean it. A lot of times I hope people will come to these things and see that we're not these big, bad, scary people they think we are. And I think that's happened a lot. I think there's a lot of people who have impressions of us and then meet us in person and realize we're just working our asses off. But, you know, that's me, and that's how I feel about that. And if you judge me for that, that's okay. But, I mean, you know, you've done the same thing over and over and over again. So I just don't get how you can judge people. Anyway, that's all my proof. And that's my rant. You did 2 videos, so there's mine, buddy. Good luck with everything. now that I've gotten my piece out, I have no more ill will to you. I hope you're okay with your decision. I forgive you, even though it really hurt my feelings. I really feel like somebody else is just manipulating you, and you're a smart guy. I think you're going to figure that out at some point. So good luck.